we approach Loughrea from the west. Coming down into Athenry Road. Loughrea is an old medieval town, and even stretches as far back as pagan times. Its Irish name is Loughrea, the town of the Grey Lake. Very important town once in County Galway. It was the capital of County Galway at one stage, and a very important market town. Further on here, we're just going to turn left and take in some of the older views of Loughrea before we head uptown. Turn left here into Dolphin Street, and as we do, we face at the end of the road here the Carmelite Abbey, the well-preserved ruins of the old abbey on the right hand side. This abbey was founded in 1300 by Richard de Burgo, who was the 2nd Earl of Ulster and the 4th Earl of Connaught. The new abbey on its left here was founded by the Discalced Carmelite Fathers in 1649. Further on here we can see the entrance of the Closed Order of Carmelite Nuns, and that was founded by a Miss Eleanor Burke, who was a descendant of Richard de Burgo. And that was built in 1831. We're heading down Mount Carmel Crescent here, with the crescent on our left hand side. And once again at the end of this road we will pick up the Athenry Road that we came in on, and we will turn left facing the West Bridge. We cross over the old town moat, which is the only moat in Ireland still with running water. Cross over the West Bridge and the old moat here, and we head up Dunkellen Street. Top of Dunkellen Street here we cross on to Main Street. Further on we'll examine the side streets here. For now we go to the end of Main Street here, and we will take a right turn on to Piggott Street. Loughrea is the cathedral town of Ireland's smallest diocese, called Clonfert, and its cathedral is up here in the end of this road here. St. Brendan's Cathedral was built in 1897 and is arguably one of the country's greatest contributions to European art of the 20th century. It has Europe's most beautiful stained glass windows here, created by Evie Hone and others. It's in the cathedral across the road. As we drive on to Barrack Street. Have on our right hand side the old town hall, now preserved, not used for anything much anymore. And on the left we can see the Temperance Hall, which was once an old cavalry barracks. Passing the police station on our left here and the fire station on our right. Some of the oldest terraced housing on the left hand side there. Queen's Terrace. Still on Barrack Street we have the Galway County Council buildings, followed by the boathouse, and on our right we have the courthouse. This is the Old Galway Road, flanked on each side by the Green, which is a green park area, and the children's playground on the left. Of course, Loughrea is situated on Loughrea Lake, town of the Grey Lake, as I said, and the lake is to our left hand side here. Tennis club on our left. Parking area here and picnic area. Continue further out the Gort Road here, and we'll turn right into Coscarry Crescent. These houses were built in the 60s when the Tina Mines silver, lead and zinc mines opened in, I think, 1963. And these houses were built to house the workers at the time. Originally constructed with the flat roofs. All of them have been re-roofed since then with Apex roofing. Again, a very pleasant area here. Nice, extensive greenery. Many new developments here in the last couple of years. Some are even quite new to me. Tulla Hill on our left. of the older developments here would be Lawrence's Field, coming up here on our left. Lawrence's Field's just there to our left, and Fahy Gardens here. Some of these old cottages have been here for a long time, built by the county council originally to house people who worked at the council. They would of course been quite a distance from town, going back 40-50 years ago. With more here on our left. Facing again the West Bridge. We'll turn here up to Lakeview, and once again face the lake, across the green area, with the Loughrea Mountains in the distance. You can see the courthouse again on our left as we come round the bend. Once more on the Gort Road. Now we're going to turn right here and come back up along Barrack Street, and this area is called the Green, and we face the boathouse once again, this time coming from a different direction. Council buildings on our right back there, of course, was the site of the old secondary school, boys' secondary school. Just past Castle Street there on our left, one-way system. So we're going to go up Kelly Street here, passing the fire station again once more, and we turn right onto Main Street. And I want to show you King Street as we pass under King's Entry. King's Entry flanked by the Lantern Bar on the right and Mike Keary's on the left. King Street is the site of the old market. At the end of King Street here, across the road, you can see again the Temperance Hall. Very historic. It was once the old cavalry headquarters. When we come back again, we can see the cathedral on our right hand side, the cathedral spire. Now we're going to turn left up Church Street here. Church Street is the street where the old Protestant church was, now converted to the local library. The library here on our right hand side. So we turn right again onto Main Street. And we continue on towards Bright Street. And just up here we're going to turn right again up Moore Street. At the end of Moore Street on the left hand side, this rather large building here is the home of the Mercy Nuns and also the home of the National School, Children's National School. Travelling along the Lake Road here, and this will bring us out to the Lakeside Amenity area, which I want to show you. Further on here on the left we have St. Brendan's Hospital, which is a geriatric hospital, and currently having a rather large extension put onto it. There to the right. The lake itself is fed by freshwater springs. There are no rivers running into it, which makes it quite pollution free, thankfully. You can fish on this lake. It doesn't cost a lot. To have a fishing license from the government, but apart from that you could rent a boat here quite cheaply, mainly trout. Rather nice amenity area here, nice place to come for a picnic as well. This was the site of the old yacht club. It's now demolished. Slipway for the yachts there now. Little worse for wear. Ahead in the distance you can see the large extension to St. Brendan's Hospital. Changing rooms there to our left. Ample parking here for cars. If you want to bring a bus in here, you need to get a key key for the security gates. Loughrea again. The lake on our left hand side. If you come to Loughrea, and certainly hope you do, there are plenty of walks and places of historical interest here. Town goes back to medieval times and way beyond. You can visit the old cemetery and St. Bridget's Well, which has links to pagan times. Again, the cathedral you can see there on our left. Across the junction here and go back down Moore Street. See the convent here on our right hand side again. Now halfway up Moore Street here we have a small turn to the right, which brings us on to a place called Bohercombe. We're going to take a run up that way. For any one of you who would have gone to school here in the convent, you'd be very familiar with this area here. Slipping out the back gate here for a smoke at lunchtime. Convent grounds to our right in here, all along this wall. To our left we have a place called the Rock. The well I just spoke about, St. Bridget's Well, is just up here on our right, and as I said, it has links to pagan times. Very old. Just in there to our right. Coming back onto Bride Street, and going to cross over the road here and show you an area called Caharonan. Many developments up here. We have some pipeline going on here at the moment, so first turn on our left here we have Caharonan Park. This road is known as Danesford Road. Drumnaquilla on our right. Eden Park on our left. Danesfort Drive on our right. This road will bring us back onto the new bypass. N6 bypass. Take a left here off the roundabout, which brings us in the old Bull-on Road, and an old part of town here on the right hand side called Cushmona, beside the bog. Let's go to up Cushmona. It's a cul-de-sac, but many people from here left, went to America, England. Some never came back. Again, it's rather old part of Loughrea. I believe some of these houses, if not all of these houses, were built to house people who worked on the bog. We'll turn around here. A rather tight turn. Back down once more towards the Bull-on Road. This area is also known as Abbeyfield. But to the locals, it's Cushmona. Some pipe laying here again, so wait until the lights go green. Bringing natural gas to Loughrea. I'm going to take you back up by the old railway as we come up on the grounds of the Carmelite nuns on our right. So we're coming at it from a different direction. I'll turn left here onto the Mart Road. The old railway station is here on our right at the end of this road here as we turn, and it was the last remaining branch line in Europe, and they closed it down sometime in the, I think it was the early 70s. I'd stand to be corrected on that. One of the greatest follies, I believe. The last remaining branch line in Europe, and it's now destroyed, unfortunately. The railway buildings are still intact, they're preserved, which is good. Now we come back towards the railway buildings here on our right hand side. Pretty well developed area here now, of course. Many industrial buildings. These buildings are not being used for anything at the moment, but it would be nice if they were developed for something. A coffee shop maybe, or maybe a museum for something or other. One of the many town car parks on the left here. And on our right we have an area called the Walks. It's a beautiful area. And also here on our right we have the original church in Loughrea. These walks are more than 200 years old. Lovely place to take your family for a quiet ramble. Brings you down towards the old abbey and the old abbey graveyard. Now we come back onto Bride Street again, and we pass Moore Street where we've already been, and we take a run up Bride Street here, and from Bride Street we get onto the hill. We'll turn round to the top of the hill and I'll show you the site of the old medieval burial ground. Sharp left here. This area is called Galway, and the cemetery is just coming up after this house, this yellow house here. It's the old cemetery there. And the ruins of the old church. Once more back down into Bride Street. We'll drive up along Moore Street again, and at the end of Moore Street we'll turn left onto Cross Street, and we'll end our tour at the top of Cross Street. Convent grounds again on our left hand side here. Just facing the convent as we come around the turn here. And the National School on the left. Church there at the back, and up here straight ahead is the secondary school. back onto Cross Street. Boys National School on our right. St. Bridget's Secondary School on our left. Known as the vocational school. Let's come around the roundabout and make our way to the top here where the site of the new cemetery is.